Is my am I able to be heard? Okay. There we go. All right. We are here for a launch of the uh we're getting preparations for the I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on. I haven't streamed in forever. So, um real quick, I would ask that everyone remain patient. I'm trying to figure this out. Um all right, so I can't figure this out, so I'm just gonna do a screen share. Okay, here we go, and we are gaining Spaceflight Simulator. So this world fun, that is what I usually am on, but today we will be in this world, and we will be launching the official thing. Why is it not full screen for some reason? Um, so, oh, there we go. That black box down there, that's just my webcam. We will not be using that. Um, so the challenges we have gotten so far, 5 Earth and 1 Moon. We have gotten into low moon orbit, but that's it. But we will not only be getting in the moon orbit, but we will also be doing docking. Now this is just a build up live stream off of Acadian Space Program YouTube channel. We are not able to stream on that channel, so we are just doing that here momentarily until things can get figured out over there. But I will leave a link in the description of this stream after it's done. But right now we just have our SLS, which we will not be using this version. We have more rockets we are going to use. So we are going to use the Jupiter 4. This is our best developed rocket. And the thrust away is 1.86. This is really good. It gets us up really fast, and that is what we want. But the problem is these two landing legs just burn up every time we fire up the lunar lander. So we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of those. But we're gonna go ahead and launch, see what situation we got. See if we have a satellite in orbit, and if we don't, we are just gonna go ahead and bring a satellite over to the moon. Let's see this. This is an old lunar lander we attempted to use, but we have since aborted the mission. But I'm gonna refill this rocket so it can get rid of. All right, and all right, we are gonna have to go back to build. I don't want to revert to build because that will just get rid of getting that the rest of that lunar module destroyed. Um, so we are going to go ahead and get up our SES, the Space Exploration System, which is like this. We have a satellite, which is what we're going to be using for this mission. Then we're going to have this CNS module, crew and service module, come back to Earth after we drop off the satellite in moon orbit. Then I actually have to move these up. Move them up there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get some redstone atlas. All right. And we are going to put those there. And then all right. So we have got all of those in a keybind. I can go ahead and get rid of these because I do this manually. But so yeah, this is gonna be some trickery we have to do. So just go ahead and get these discarded. All right. We are gonna launch. All right. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get all of our engines on. And I should probably check if sound's on because not that on. All right, sound is off. That's perfect. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, lift off. We are rising slowly but surely. We have the VAB to our left and the Gulf of Mexico to our right. Zoom out and we can see the blue marble. And we are going to start tilting. There will not be much commentary for liftoff, but we will be giving important information as stuff is happening. All right, so we are approaching. We have reached 10 kilometers, so we are going to ease up a little bit on the. We are going to break off our SRBs. And then we are going to get in to at least 35 as I believe our apoapsis is what the term is. All right, we're going to time warp. And we are going to go for burn. Now, this first stage, it wasn't really intended during manufacture to get us like past the Karman line, but we have used it for that, and God has it helped a lot. All right, so we have second stage ignition, and we have low Earth orbit. So we are going to go ahead and start a path. My lag is really bad for some. Yes, that is still on a crash course. Okay, so we can go ahead and start burning. We have already reached the, we need to get rid of that. But we have already reached the transfer window, sorry. And we are burning. Now, we need to be at least more than 20 kilometers above the moon's surface. Because docking will be really hard if it is below 20 kilometers, because we need to get our spacecraft below it so we can rendezvous and dock. We need it in between 20 and 50. So we'll go ahead and set there. So we are going to get rid of our fairings. And then we are going to go for the time warp. So changes don't really affect us. So we are going to go ahead and start RCS. All right. And we are coming up with the first satellite that will be a part of the LGS. And we have docked. Go ahead and separate from the second stage, and we are on our final stage, which will carry us. So let's go ahead and time warp there. That is actually going to hit the moon. What is this? That is a fairing. All right, we cannot see the second stage nearby, which is a little upsetting. Hoping to get some good footage of that. But we are coming up on our target. We have to get there, and then we have to burn to get into a bit so that we can undock the satellite and then head back to Earth and bring up the Jupiter 4. So that is what we're doing. All right. Now go for a burn. You're gonna burn until we get at least in between 50 and 20 kilometers above the moon. That's what we need for this. We are actually going to burn prograde for a bit. Hopefully Oh boy, if we get that better. All right, that looks like a pretty good orbit. Um, Now what we are gonna do is we're gonna undock. Okay, so now we have that, and we are actually going to name the satellite the Lunar Gateway. Nope, whoops. All right. We are actually going to go ahead and go to our transfer window. There goes the satellite. So right now, um, until we get back to uh, the satellite, our main focus will be getting this back to Earth so that we don't have a lot of space clutter or space debris, whatever it is. Now, I don't know if we're gonna be able to fly by the satellite. It would be really cool if we were able to, but let's go ahead and drop RCS. Okay, turns out we are already. Um, all right, we are just gonna dip into the atmosphere, and you can go ahead and navigation. Light cannot be seen from our spacecraft, sadly. Um, but we are just gonna go ahead and time warp. What is this? Is that the that might be the launch escape system that we got rid of earlier. All right. So we are about to start reentry. We are gonna time warp there. All right. Now we are gonna separate and position ourselves to where we will meet the atmosphere with our heat shield. All right, and we are go for reentry. We have reentered. All right. So looks like we are gonna land in the Pacific if we're lucky. But we might actually be landing in the Pacific, which I definitely thought we were gonna be landing in the Atlantic. Oh, dang it, we might be going for a ground landing. All right. Yeah, we might be going for a ground landing, but we might land in the middle, like in between rest of Mexico and the Baja Peninsula. So that may be a possibility. See where we are. Yeah, that might be where we are headed right now. Um, yeah, we are still going down. It's time warp. All right, go ahead and deploy our parachute. Now, yes, we are landing in water, which is very good, but we are landing in between rest of the Baja Peninsula. All right, we have fully deployed the parachute, which will help carry us down to a softer landing. Great, and splash down. We have splashed down and we're ready to recover. All right, these are the mission stats, and we will now be bringing up the Jupiter 4. All right, we got the Jupiter 4. Now we are gonna have to get rid of these landing legs. Don't want them burning up. Um, actually been good to get this there. So go ahead and launch. All right, and we are launching. Now the first stage will run out um, as we are getting to low Earth orbit, but uh, we will have our second stage to help carry us the rest of the way, and then the third stage will take us to the moon and perform the TLI. I don't know if this is for anyone else, but I am watching my own live stream to see what the live looks like, and it is glitching out bad. So if you're in chat, could you please say if that's happening to you, and I can definitely look for a way to fix that. All right, we have main engine cut off. We are gonna go ahead and prepare for a time warp. Right now, we are gonna start using the rest of our core stage, help push us further. Then we have ran out, and then second stage ignition. And That is a satellite passing by, I believe. Let me check. It's not a satellite. Okay. I don't think I have satellites. Now, we get rid of the LES launch escape system when we get to low Earth orbit, and we don't really need it from then on, but the crew can abort using the service module, crew and service module. We are now lower, so we can go ahead and get rid of that, which will push itself. Nope. I was hoping that would dip into the Earth's atmosphere and burn up, but guess not. So we are going to go ahead and get a transfer window to the moon, which we will now start getting ready for the burn. We are starting to burn to get out of Earth's gravity and to the moon. But our second stage is depleting. So we will go ahead and switch to our third stage. But with this stage, it'll take us longer due to lower efficiency. But we can time warp. We are going to start um, decreasing our throttle so that we don't absolutely lose this. But we're going to try and get this inside the 30 to 40 range. And then we are going to do a mid-course correction on our way. All right, it's a little below their orbit, but we could get ourselves closer. So let's go ahead and time warp to about halfway. All right. Now, after we finish this maneuver, we're going to time warp a little bit more. Then we are going to dock with our lunar module so we can get it there. We want this at least at 15. So that's perfect. We are docking with the LM currently. There we go. We are now gonna separate and then get it to where around where then we are gonna time warp and our current trajectory puts us onto another encounter with the moon, but if we go, we'll die, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Uh, but we are preparing to burn retro so that we can get us into a low moon orbit so we can rendezvous with the uh, satellite. That thing that just blew up was the docking port that connected the spaceship with the LM so that we could actually control the flight. Now that gateway, we're going to be docking the lunar module and crew module with it. All right, and we are exactly below the gateway's orbit. So we are going to go ahead and get to our transfer window. And since we are going faster than the gateway, we will be able to actually catch up to the transfer window and the transfer window not catching up with us. All right, so now what we can do is burn. We want that as close to 0 as we possibly can get. -1, that is actually good. So let's go ahead and teleport just a bit before the rendezvous. Okay. We can't see the, satellite because 'cause we're not that close to it, but when we do get close to it, we will undock with the LM, and then oh, I saw a tiny speck. Where'd it go? That thing right there. I believe that is our, satellite. It is. Alright, now alright, now we're gonna start to slow down so we can catch up good with this thing. There's the lunar gateway. We are starting to approach it. We can go ahead and end navigation. I don't think we're gonna need it, but we are now slowly but surely approaching the satellite, which we will now undock. Now we are gonna have to switch. Oh, is that gonna hit? I hope not. All right. To those watching, I hope you're enjoying the live stream. I know it's not much, but it's definitely what I am able to do. All right. Now we are gonna push away from the lunar module just a bit so that we could turn ourselves around and dock with the lunar module. Uh-oh, not good. We are in the dock. All right, and we have docked. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the first part of the space station complete. Now, what we have to do next is we have to get our refuel station up here, and we will keep this module up here. And we will. What time is it? Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start bringing up the space refuel station. This is going to be more difficult to maneuver, but it'll be done nonetheless. We have tested this on the other world, but this is our first time doing it on this world. So this is our refuel station. We're actually gonna different docking ports on it. Not what I meant to do. So go ahead, get those out of here. And the ports we are going to use instead are these ports. They're wider and they are better for small spaces like this. So we have this, then we have this, and there's a docking port right there that will help us dock when we reach the midway point. This will be the last part of this mission for we'll cut the live off after we dock with the Lunar Gateway, and then we will probably come back on Tuesday with another live stream so we can further build the gateway. All right, we have launched. All right, we are on our way to orbit. We need to get to a 45-degree angle quickly. All right, we have booster separation. Not better like the one with the SES, but is something nonetheless. Or we can go ahead and start our burn. So it'll push us into Leo. All right, we have second stage ignition. Now there is something I want to try for this channel in the future. I was gonna try and figure out how to live stream on my Switch so I could do some Minecraft gameplay on there. All right, let's go ahead and get us into like a bigger area. Oh wait, we have to the worst part of this mission is how painfully slow this turns. Now we do have a process for getting this docked with the gateway, which will be shown as we approach. All right, we are now going to the moon. Okay, I need in between 30 and 40. So that we could do a proper midway correction burn. We have turned and we are ready for a mid-course correction. We need to get at least in between 10 and 20 kilometers above the Earth's, not Earth, the moon's surface. There it is. We are gonna dock from the side. You'll see why later. Oh, why this is starting to turn. But we have successfully docked, and we will now be readjusting. All right. You're actually going to turn RCS off momentarily. All right. You're burning. That is not the gateway. It is. So let's go ahead and head to our transfer window. This is a very, very slow process. Right. We have been live for almost an hour, but we are now ready for a burn to rendezvous with the gateway station. Alright, that is good. We're now gonna prep to rendezvous. Our velocity compared to them is not good. We're gonna now switch so we can go ahead and meet up with them. Oh no, not switch to I meant to click navigate to. So that's my bad. Um Now this is actually going to be used to help refuel our spacecraft. and we are about to dock. Alright, now we just need to get there. So, we're now going to speed up a bit. Alright, you're now coming up on the dock. Alright, we are now about to close our mission for today. Alright, and we have docked. Alright, we will now refuel everything but that white pod, because that will be going back to Earth after recording is finished. Alright, well, thank you for everyone. Oh, meant to. Alright, thank you for watching, guys. We'll be streaming, or might be streaming tomorrow, but we will probably stream on Tuesday as well. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.